Concerns about the reliability of our state's power grid during severe weather conditions has pushed conversations about diversifying energy sources in Texas. Engineers at Prairie View A&M University are working to pioneer renewable energy solutions through a new solar lab. Joining me live are the engineers behind this project, Dr. John Fuller and Dr. Anthony Hill. Good morning.
Good morning, Haley.
So, Dr. Fuller, we'll start with you. What is a solar lab, and how do you think that it would help Texans?
Well, if you we looked at what's the national needs, and one of the main things is energy. Right now, we're using fossil fuels, so in the future, there's going to be a demand for other sources of energy, and one of the friendliest sources of energy is solar energy, and we're educators here, and we want to make sure when our students complete a degree, they're ready for the job market. And the job market is going to be there for solar energy.
Okay.
Right, and now we're funded through the Department of Education Title III, which allowed us to build this solar system that you're looking at right now. That's a rotational system, so we have systems that follow the sun. Plus, we have about 5 different systems there.
So we see more consumers using solar panels on their homes and their businesses, and this solar lab would really just help students with a future in that field. Is that correct, Dr. Hill?
Yeah, that's correct. And as you just showed, right now, a lot of people are putting them on the roof, but the system you just showed, we have 5 different systems, and you can actually just put a system on the ground without putting it on your roof and generate energy there. So, and that's why we have for our students to do research, especially for our PhD students, to do research and publish papers on that research, is that to have we have a roof system, we have, as you just showed, a rotational system. Mm-hmm. That system actually follows the sun. Yeah. And the student, and thank you for putting it there. You can see that you can just take a system and just put it on the ground, and then there's other. Ours is a little bit more sophisticated than you would have for a regular home system because we're keyed more towards our student research. And that's a rotational system, bidirectional system that follows the sun. And the larger system you showed at the beginning is a 3-dimensional system, because right now in the summertime, the sun is directly overhead, and later in the wintertime, it'll be more towards the south. And that's a rotational system there. That will follow it in a 3-dimensional system. Yeah. And like I say, one that's not shown is the students can actually, on the building there are solar cells on that.
Yeah, Dr. Hill, what's been the response from students? Are students wanting a career in this, a future in this?
Yes, we brought a incoming freshman out to look at the facility, and immediately they decided to enroll and become an engineer. The area that we're in now is our control room where we can monitor the system from a remote location. So some of the students are excited, especially for our master's and PhD program. They're excited that they can do what you call applied research using clean energy. As Dr. Fuller stated earlier, we're just trying to find a way to make things better for our people that is out there, especially during this time. With the power being out, here's an opportunity for us to research on things like what we're doing here to make things better for disasters.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about funding for this project? Were there any challenges in getting funding for this?
Well, we've been working with the Department of Education, proposals to them, and with our Title III director here at Prairie View. We've been successful over the last 15 years in getting funding for different projects. Before we had an actual solar system, we have a smart grid system that was developed where the students can do simulation on solar projects. But here again, that was simulation in the lab computer, but now they have an actual system that they can go out and actually do research. We've been very successful, and we're thankful to the Department of Education through Title III allowing us to have funds to do that. And we're not through. If you look at the demand right now is energy, and another demand is integrated circuits.
Well,
because if you notice within the past several years, cars to get your car, you might have to wait a year because of integrated circuits.
Well,
So,
speaking of the success of the solar lab at the university, is it possible that this could help even power the university someday? Or I was reading that you guys might have plans to use it as a bus house for electric buses. Are those things possible in the foreseeable future?
Yes, that's our next phase. As Dr. Fuller was mentioning, this is just the start. We're looking at EVs, buses and vehicles to make a better charging system that charges them a lot faster than what we're currently doing now. So we are looking at that as we move forward. So like Dr. Fuller said earlier, this is just the start, and we have bigger plans. As a former PhD student working in this area, we are very excited to open up this opportunity for other PhD students as well.
Yeah, well, Dr. Hill and Dr. Fuller, it sounds like you guys have your hands full and are being very successful with the solar lab. So we wish you lots of luck, and we'll be in touch with any future plans that you do have.
Yes, well, thank you. And we're part of the Texas A&M system, and I know they have a Redis research center there. And they said, Prairie View, you're welcome to come and do research here. So we also invite our other A&M system schools to come and join us here at Prairie View if you want to do solar research.
Excellent. Good to get that word out. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We appreciate your time and explaining that for us.